picking through the apricots, getting them ready to cook and make some apricot preserves today. A neighbor of mine gifted these to me. They're really, really, really nice. Some of them got some bad spots, and they're going to the chicken bucket. And that's what we got going on today. I love apricots. I've never seen apricots like these. If any of you know what type of apricot this is, it's sort of a yellow chartreuse type color, greenish yellow. Leave that for me in the comments. I'd love to know. I've only seen apricots that are sort of the peach color, but these are definitely yellow green color. They smell wonderful. They smell delicious. Can't wait to get this made. So, I'm not going to be using pectin in this recipe. I'm just going to clean these up, de-seed them or pit them, put them in a stock pot with about a cup of water, and just let them cook down. And I'll bring you along and show you as we go through all the different steps. Aren't these gorgeous? Some of them that are dark like that, they look like they are bruised, but they're really not. They're fairly firm. I am making a, went into my water for my jars that are soaking. Some of the, well, I'm making a chunky preserve. I'm not going to do a jam this time. So I'm going to leave them fairly chunky. I'm going to cut them in quarters and let them break down as they will when they're cooking in the sugar. I'm definitely not peeling it though. I'm just going to put them in skin and all. The skins are so thin on these. The friend that gifted those to me told me that he had made some and the skin was so thin that it just disintegrated when he made his preserves. So, alright, I'm going to get this done. I'll be right back. Okay, so what you see me doing here is picking out all of the pits or the seeds from the boiled fruit. Almost finished here, but I got a lot of this pulp here, and then I've got a lot of the juice in the bottom of this pot. That I'm going to mix those together, and that is going to be basically like my pureed fruit that I'm going to use for this apricot preserve. So as soon as I finish this, I will be right back with you. I'm doing it this way because I don't have one of those things that you take the seeds out. I'm not sure what it's called, but don't have one of those yet. I'm still new to canning, but this is going to be, also I failed to mention, this is going to be a recipe that has no pectin. So I'm just going to, when I get finished with all of these seeds, add all the pulp and the juice back together, add the desired sugar, and I'm going to do that to taste because I don't want to use too much sugar. I don't want it to be too sweet. And then I will just let it cook down until I get a not run down the plate. And I'll show you that as we get to that. But let me get all these seeds out and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I've got my apricot puree in here. Let me see if I can bring you closer. going to add sugar. Okay, so I started with 3 cups of sugar. Just going to stir this in. This pot is about halfway full, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on it, and you definitely don't want to leave it at this point to boil over. This fruit had a lot of pectin in it, and so I didn't have enough pectin, so I just decided to do the no pectin recipe. But thankfully these apricots have enough pectin in them to solidify. I think I'm going to put probably like a tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm just going to put store-bought lemon juice in here. And I say always use store-bought lemon juice because of the concentration. They say some lemons have, the acidity concentration, I'm sorry. They say to use store-bought, 2 tablespoons. They say to use store-bought lemon juice because the concentration of it, or the acidity of the juice, is pretty constant. To where as you use fresh lemons, some are more acidic than others, and you might not get the results that you want if you use fresh. So I've just always used store-bought. It's just more convenient for me. This is coming up to a boil. I want this to come up to a boil, the first check, and then I'll get back with you. I'll be right back. So I'm going to go in here and skim off this white foam. Don't want that too in my jam or my preserves. It's not a lot. The plum jam that I made earlier this year, the entire top was covered with this white foam. So alrighty, it's almost ready. I can just tell by the way it's bubbling and how thick the mixture's getting. We're not far from our first test. Alright, so we're going to do our first test to see if this is thickened up enough. Taking my plate out of the freezer. So you just put a little bit on here and let it run. You can see it's still a little bit too runny. So you just rinse this off, put it back in the freezer Let it cook about another 15 minutes. You don't want to let this cook too long. So you need to check it about every 15 minutes once you think that it's getting up to the thickness that you like. And you'll be able to tell. Like, I think it's almost ready, but it's still a little bit too runny on the plate. So anyway, I'll wash this off, put it back in the freezer, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. I'm going to do the second test to see if it's done. I might take a couple. Oh, it's almost there. We'll give it another 15 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. We're going to do the final. Cook down, it's really thick. Hopefully this will be plenty enough. That's a lot better. Okay, so we're getting ready to take it off of the stove. Start getting our jars together. It's very hot. I got my vinegar. Gotta get that out. Got my towel here. Alright, so we got the first 3 jars. Ooh, they're very hot. I'm going to fill these to 1/2 inch of headspace. 1/4 inch. I want to make sure that you do your own research as far as a recipe. I'm not following a recipe. I've just made a lot of jams and jellies here lately, so I'm pretty confident with the amounts that I'm using. So I'm going to crack the lid. A clean lid. No longer have to heat them. But definitely do your research and follow a recipe if you're new to canning. Pretty. Fill it with vinegar. Make sure there's no sticky on there. And you're going to tighten the lid. It's finger tight. We're going to put these in the water bath canner. So that's all of the half pint jars that I had left. So now we're going to go to pint jars. Working with 3 at a time. So like I said, do your research. I want to make sure that we're following the recipe and that all safety precautions are followed. This is just how I do my jelly. It's not really a how-to and how you should make your, I keep saying jelly, but I'm making preserves. But this is just how I do mine. It's really a pretty color. Like I said, I've never seen apricots like this, and I messaged my friend to see if I could get the type of apricots these are so I could put that in the description for you. I have not heard back from them yet. I'm not sure if they're on vacation or, I mean not vacation, but visiting with their grandkids this summer. All these jars are really hot. Really hot. So, 3 lids. Okay. These are the pints. And I have 2 jars with handles. Be careful. Alright. So we'll end up with 3 half pints and 5 pints. If you hear the TV, I apologize. Scott's in there watching TV. Okay. Let's lock the lids. Last 2 lids. Okay, so we have all of our, I just poured the vinegar, leftover vinegar that I had that was cleaning the lids with so it's not bubbling. But I have all my jars in the water bath canner. We are going to process these for 25 minutes. and then I'll be back. Okay, so we've been processing for 25 minutes. I'm going to take this Apricot Preserves out of the water bath counter. Okay, so there we have 3 pints and 3 half pints. We're already getting the perfect pop. That's what all canners love to hear, is that pop. So this is our yellow or golden apricot preserves. If you like the content that you're seeing, please consider subscribing, give us a like or thumbs up, and also share our video. That's the best way that you can help support our homestead.